Hey guys, Nary here from Drake Queen Gaming. So if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming at you with another Let's Play episode of Dawn Chorus. So the last time we left off, Miko played the piano, then I got up and played a little bit of it. It was alright, it wasn't nearly as good as his. He is obviously the one with more musical expertise than I am. But anyway guys, we're here, let's do a new video, sit back and enjoy. And we have time. Ooh, pretty, let's quick save. Or let's just actually go over here and... Oh no. Wait a second. Yes. Okay. Alright. As we sat together listening to Miko play, day slowly turned into night. Leaning on Bjorn through the window, I observed the last minutes of the evening sun, painted the sky red and orange. Soon after, the clouds started to give way to a clear, silky smooth sky, slowly fading to black. So many things happened today already. The afternoon is over, but the memories of it will stay with me forever. Ooh, it's evening time. Are we getting close to deciding on which boy to sleep with? Sleep in the room with? Days end so fast here up north during winter. I don't feel tired at all. Quite the contrary, I'm full of energy, but it's already dark outside. Above me, the stars look like small pebbles scattered across the night sky. Here, far away from the city and its polluting lights, they shine so much brighter. There's even the subtle band of light that forms the Milky Way slightly visible. It's a very cliché thing to think, but it's mind-blowing to think how big they actually are. So big and so distant. It's impressive, isn't it? We stayed at the common space for more than an hour, first listening to Miko's playing, then just talking together. At the end, we were joined by Lake and Jorgen, who treated everyone with chocolate they brought with them. It was almost time for the stargazing to begin, so we hurried outside onto the terrace. Here we found a few other students already waiting, and several telescopes lined up at the edge of the terrace. Something's got my throat going. Oh yeah, I just had some spicy food. The night sky here is certainly something. Next to the entrance stands Devon, together with a professor I am not familiar with. He's a burly badger, probably in his late 40s or 50s, looking rather friendly and approachable. Good evening, Professor. Good evening, Lake. And hello there, Jorgen. Evening, Professor. I hope you're well. I'm good. Thank you. Devon glances at his watch, then looks at the notebook he holds in his other paw. Looks like everyone is already here. We can start now. Let me introduce you to Professor Arn Fang. He will give you a crash course in astronomy and stargazing tonight. Thank you, Devon. Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all. So, you're here because you've signed up for stargazing as your activity for today. You probably expect to start with the telescopes, which you can see over there, but that's not what we're going to do. I understand that some of you might be more advanced in the topic, but we're going to start with the very basics today. One second, guys. Oh, double sneeze. We're lucky that the wind blew the clouds away, otherwise we wouldn't be able to see much and would have to postpone the activity. Stars are favorable to us today. He chuckles at his own pun before continuing. Devon, can you go and turn the lights off? Sure thing. Stargazing for someone not versed in it might seem uninteresting. It's just looking at the sky, isn't it? Well, in a way it is, but it becomes interesting when you know what you're looking for. The sky is truly a beautiful thing in itself, but knowing what you are looking at transforms the experience. We will start our course with the simplest exercise. Look at the sky and try to locate the Ursa Major constellation. Thank you, Devon. So now, can you find the Ursa Major by yourself? I look up at the sky, but I have no idea what to look for. I've heard about that constellation, but at first glance it's hard to recognize anything even a bit Ursine looking. If you found it, please raise your paw. Glancing around, I see a few paws already in the air. I myself have no idea what to look for, though. Okay, so now, how to find that constellation in the sky? When you look at Ursa Major, in its tail you will surely notice a familiar shape. You may know this group of stars as Karlsvognen, Charles Wagon, or the Plough. Plough? That's the Big Dipper for you, Devon. Ah, sorry. British English sometimes still confuses me. Oh, that makes it much easier. I think everyone at least once in their life found the Plough in the sky. Only, unlike in the city, the sky here is filled with a multitude of stars. How am I supposed to find anything among so many? Counterintuitively, you may find out that locating specific stars is harder here because of how many stars are visible. Focus on the brightest ones and ignore all the small ones. I think I see it. Looking only for the brighter stars, I finally locate the familiar shape and raise my paw. Now, why is this important at all? A constellation is the third largest one on the night sky, and certainly one of the most well-known. It is extremely useful in navigation in the northern hemisphere of our planet. Even Homer in Odyssey mentions Ursa Major as the constellation that never disappears from the sky, and instead bathes in the ocean's waves. If we draw a line going through them, the last two stars of the bowl point us straight to Polaris. Who can tell me why is that important? Polaris is the North Star. It's roughly above the North Pole, and so it's the point around which the whole sky rotates. That's right! Thank you, Jorgen. What you might not know is that Polaris is actually a three-star system, composed of a primary star with two smaller companions. But that's a story for a different lesson. If anyone here is interested in night sky photography, but doesn't have the money for expensive equipment, then you could take some nice photos knowing where Polaris is. With long exposures, you can get those beautiful star trails circling around the North Star. I like this guy already. It's a shame I don't have classes with him. Our physics professor is probably the grumpiest old man I've ever seen. He's really nice, but any joke about Uranus gets you thrown out of his class. Lake knows something about that. Ow, Lake, I always thought you were a polite boy that never gets into trouble. I don't know where you got that idea. I can attest that it's completely untrue. So, it looks like everyone was able to locate the Ursa Major. That's great. For the next exercise, let's spice things up a bit. This time you will be using telescopes. You will take a closer look at Saturn through them. That is, if you manage to locate it. I will make it easy for you, though, because there are supposed to be fun activities after all. You were instructed to download a Sky Map app to your phones before the arrival. I hope you all did that. Oh, damn. If not, then do that quickly before we get to the next step. Devon, you can go too. Have some fun as well. Oh, if I can, then sure thing. Okay, so we don't have quite enough telescopes for all of you, so for the purpose of this exercise, you may form pairs or triples or whatever configurations you might fancy. I don't mind. So now, please, step up to the telescopes. I believe you can sort into bigger groups when needed yourself. Doing as Professor Arn said, I walk up to a free telescope at the end of the terrace. Looking around, I see that all my friends are already either at their telescopes or paired up with someone else. Even Miko is walking towards one alongside Bjorn. Okay, does everyone in every group have their own telescope? Good. So now we can start. Named after the Roman god of time, Saturn is a good object for observation for beginners. It's relatively easy to locate and, I might say, fairly spectacular because of its rings. From my own observations, I can tell you that my students prefer to look at planets than stars. We have a bit of a closer relation to them, after all. You can't help but start to imagine what it might look like from even closer. Who knows, maybe one of you will find some alien structures on one of the planets someday. But for now, look for an object with a golden color, shining steadily, just a tad bigger than the other ones around it. First, you will need to locate it with your own eyes before finding it through a telescope. One second, guys. The mobile map you have on your phones will be very helpful. An object with a golden color shining steadily, just a tad bigger than the other ones around it. Easy to say, hard to find. I start up the sky map, hoping that it will help. I have absolutely no idea how to use it. Maybe I should have read a manual or something before the lesson. I look around in desperation. Maybe I'd be better off joining someone else after all. Also, it's already the end of the day, and I still haven't asked anyone about sharing the room for tonight. I think it's finally time to make that decision, and this might be the best moment for that. So, who am I going to ask? Torulf. He's not even in the picture. Where's Torulf? Where's the kitty? I thought I would see Torulf here, but apparently he's in the minority that didn't sign up for the stargazing class. I have no idea which room he's in, and while I could always ask Lake, I'm not sure if I want to. He might feel bad if I told him I chose to ask Torulf over him. If I want to catch him, I'll have to find him myself after stargazing. And I have a feeling I might know where he'd be by then. I hope he agrees, though. Otherwise, I'm toast. But I can worry about that later. For now, I should focus on the assignment. Okay, this can't be too hard. I turn on the sky map again and look over the interface, searching for any cues. Finally, I find a button that opens a menu with all the major objects in the solar system, obviously including Saturn. Alright guys, I'm going to pause it right there and I'm going to save it. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another episode of Dawn Chorus, Torulf's Path. I love you all. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!